Good morning, children. In previous class, you learned how to write the chemical equations. In today's class, we will learn how to balance the chemical equation. I hope in previous class you had learned the law of mass of conservation. According this law states that matter neither be created nor be destroyed, but it is converted from one form to another form. Okay, therefore we have to balance the chemical equations. Okay, unbalanced chemical equations they will contradict the law of mass of conservation. Okay, now we will learn how to balance the chemical equation step by step with an example. Okay, first example I'll take. Iron reacts with the water and it gives iron oxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, now we have to balance this equation. Okay, we will balance this equation step by step. Okay, first step is step 1. Okay, in first step we have to draw the boxes around each formula and do not change anything inside the boxes. Okay, iron reacts with the water, it gives iron oxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, in step 1 we have to draw the boxes around each chemical formula in the equation and do not write or do not change anything inside the boxes. Okay, first we have to put the boxes around each chemical formula in this equation. Okay, next step 2. In step 2 we have to list the number of atoms of different compounds. You have to list the number of atoms of different elements in unbalanced equation. In unbalanced equation, first column you write element, in second column you write number of atoms in reactants, that is LHS, right hand side. In third column we will write number of atoms in products, that is right hand side. Okay, see here here there are three different elements are there: iron, hydrogen and oxygen. Here also iron, oxygen, hydrogen. So iron, oxygen, hydrogen. Okay. In reactant side, count the number of iron atoms. Here 1. Now count the number of iron atoms in product side. Here 2. Therefore you write 2 here. Next, count the number of oxygen atoms in reactant side. Here only one oxygen atom is present in reactant side. So write 1 here. Now count the number of oxygen atoms in product side. See here. Here 4 oxygen atoms are there. So write 4. Next, count the number of hydrogen atoms in reactant side. Here 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So write here 2 in product side. Okay. 2 hydrogen atoms are there. Okay. So now we have listed the number of atoms of different elements in this unbalanced chemical equation. So put box. This is the second step. Okay. Next, in third step, we will start balancing the chemical equation. Okay. We have to start the balancing. Start balancing with the compound, that has maximum number of atoms. Okay. See here, in the third step, we have to start balancing the chemical reaction with the compound that has maximum number of atoms. So see here iron in reactant side 1, whereas in product side 2. Oxygen in reactant side 1, in product side 4. Hydrogen again reactant side, product side same, 2 atoms are present. So we have to start with the compound which has more. We have to start the balancing with the compound which has more number of atoms. So here oxygen in reactant side, there are 4 oxygen atoms are present. Therefore this oxide is having the more number of atoms. Okay, maximum number of atoms. Therefore we have to start balancing with this compound. Okay, so we will write the again chemical equation here. So here 4 oxygen atoms are there, reactant product side. Therefore, but in reactant side only 1 oxygen atom is there. Therefore, we have to make these oxygen atoms 4. Therefore, here we have to multiply this whole water molecule by 4. Okay. Now here 4 hydrogen atoms and not hydrogen, oxygen atoms, and here also 4 hydrogen atoms are there. So here oxygen atom is balanced. Oxygen atom is balanced. Okay. In next step we will balance the iron and hydrogen. Okay. In fourth step, iron and hydrogen are balanced. see here one iron atom is present, but in product side 3 iron atoms are present. So to equalize the number of atoms in reactants and products, okay, so here we have to multiply by 3. Okay, iron atom is multiplied by 3. So now count the number of iron atoms in reactants and products. Here 3, and so here 3. So here iron atoms are balanced. Okay, next now count the number of hydrogen atoms. Okay, in reactants 2, here 2, and this is 4. Okay, 4 into 2, total 8 hydrogen atoms are there in reactants, but in products 2 hydrogen atoms are there. Okay, therefore to equalize these atoms in reactants and products, here hydrogen is balanced by 4. Okay, if we multiply this hydrogen by 4, then only here hydrogen atoms in reactants and products are equalized. Okay, so we have to multiply by this hydrogen molecule by 4. So after multiplying, now count the number of hydrogen atoms in product side. How much? 4 into 2, 8 hydrogen atoms. Here also 4 into 2, 8 hydrogen atoms. So here both iron and hydrogen atoms are balanced. In step 5. Next, in step 5, we have to count the atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. Okay, if all the atoms are balanced, it's well and good. Okay, write as it is. Okay, here if all the atoms are balanced means write this equation as it is here. If it is unbalanced, and try to balance the unbalanced atoms. Okay, here since here all the atoms are balanced, so I will write this equation as it is here. Okay. In step 6, we have to write the symbols of physical states of reactants and products. Now you don't write the boxes around the chemical formula, just you write like this. Okay, here see, this is iron. Iron is a solid, so inside the bracket we have to write S. This water is liquid, therefore inside the bracket, sorry, not liquid, actually it is water vapor, therefore we have to write G inside the bracket. Okay, this water is it is in the form of vapor. Vapor means it is in gaseous state. Okay, next this is iron oxide. It is solid. Okay, actually it is rust. It is solid. This is hydrogen gas. We know that. Therefore, you have to write the G inside the bracket. Okay, children. See here. Step by step, we have balanced this chemical equation. In step 1, we have we have to draw the boxes around the each chemical formula in the chemical equation, and do not change anything inside the boxes until all the items in reactants and product side are balanced. Okay, next in step 2, we have to list the number of atoms of different elements in unbalanced equation. Okay, we have to draw the table like this, and in first column we have to write element, in second column number of atoms in reactants, in third column number of atoms in products. Okay, and in first column list the elements, different elements involved in the chemical reaction. In second column you write the number of atoms of these elements in a reactant side, and in third column you write the number of atoms of the different element in product side. Okay, in third step we have to start balancing the chemical equation with the compound that has maximum number of atoms. Okay, see here, in all these compounds, here this oxide is having the maximum number of atoms, that is oxygen. Oxygen is present, its number is 4. Okay, it is the maximum number of atoms, okay, present in among all these compounds. Okay, so we have to start balancing with this iron oxide. It is not essential to, or it is not compulsory to start balancing with the compound which is having maximum number of atoms. We can also start the balancing chemical equation with the other compound having minimum number of atoms. Okay, but if you follow like this means it will be easy for you. Therefore, start balancing the chemical equation with the compound that has the maximum number of atoms. So here 4 oxygen atoms. So here 4 oxygen atoms are there, but in reactant side only 1 is there. So to equalize this number, here this whole water molecule is multiplied by 4. After multiplying here also 4 oxygen atoms are there. Okay, now we balance the number of oxygen atoms in reactants and product side. Okay, next in next step we have to balance the remaining iron and hydrogen atoms. Okay, see here 1 iron atom is present, but in product side 3 iron atoms are present. So to equalize this, here iron atoms which is present in reactant side is multiplied by the 3. Okay, after multiplying, see here 3 iron atoms, here also 3 iron atoms. Okay, but see here hydrogen. Okay, in reactant side 2 and here 4 is there. So 4 into 2, how much? 8 hydrogen atoms are there in reactant side. But now count the number of hydrogen atoms in product side. Here 2 hydrogen atoms are there. Okay, so equalize the number of hydrogen atoms. Okay, this hydrogen molecule is multiplied by 4. Okay, if you will multiply by 4, this number will be equal to 8. Therefore we have to multiply by 4. Okay, so after multiplying 4, again here also number of hydrogen atoms in product side is 8. So here this complete number of atoms in reactants and products are completely balanced. Okay, in step 5 we have to count the atoms of each element on both sides of the equation. If they are balanced, write this equation as it is here. If it is unbalanced, okay, unbalanced means I have to balance the atoms in reactants and product side. Okay, in step 6, okay, we have to write the symbols of physical states of the reactants and products. Okay, so see here this iron is solid. Okay, therefore inside the bracket I have written S. It is water vapor. Okay, this is water vapor. Inside the bracket I have written G. This is iron oxide. It is a rust. It is a solid. So inside the bracket I have written S. Okay. This hydrogen gas is a gas. So inside the bracket I have written G. Okay. Okay, children. We will balance one more chemical equation. See here. This is potassium chromate reacts with barium nitrate to give potassium nitrate and barium chromate. Okay, see here in this chemical equation they have mentioned the state of reactants and the products. Okay, so it is very easy to balance this chemical equation. We will follow the same steps to balance this chemical equation. Step 1. Draw boxes around each formula, each chemical formula. Potassium chromate plus barium nitrate, it gives potassium nitrate and barium chromate. So I will draw the boxes around each chemical formula. Okay, next step 2. List the number of atoms of different elements in unbalanced equation. Okay, first column we will mention the element. Second column, number of atoms of reactants or number of atoms in left hand side. In third column we will write number of atoms of products in the or we can also say number of atoms in right hand side. So now see here potassium. Now list the number of different elements involved in this chemical reaction. Potassium, next chromium, next oxygen, next barium. Okay, see here this is nitrogen. Okay, now see once again potassium, chromium, oxygen, barium, nitrogen. Okay, in product side also these 5 elements are present. Okay, now we have to count the number of atoms of these elements in the reactants and product side. First we'll count the number of potassium atoms in reactant side. See here 2, so I'll write 2 here. Now count number in product side. Here 1 I will write. Next chromium, in reactant side chromium number is 1. In product side chromium number is again 1, so I will write here. Next we will count the number of oxygen atoms. Okay, see here 4 oxygen atoms and here, okay, here 3. This is whole bracket 2. Okay, therefore 3 into 2 6. Okay, 3 into 2 6. 6 plus 4, here 4 oxygen atoms are there. 4 plus 6, total how many? 10 oxygen atoms are present in reactant side. Now we will count the number in for product side. See here 3, here 4 oxygen atoms are there. 3 plus 4, 7. Next we will count the number of barium atoms. In reactant side 1, in product side also 1. Now we will count number of nitrogen atoms. Okay, this is whole bracket 2. Therefore this is 1 into 2, 2. 2 nitrogen atoms are there in product side. See here, only 1 nitrogen is there. Therefore we will write 1. So in second step we have listed the number of different elements in reactant side and product side. Okay. In next step we will start balancing the chemical equation with the compound that contains maximum number of atoms. Okay, first we will write this equation as it is here. Potassium dichromate, barium nitrate reacts to give potassium nitrate and barium chromate. Okay, see here in this table, see which element is having maximum number of atoms. See here, oxygen is having maximum number of atoms, that is 10 in reactant side and 7 in product side. So in reactant side, oxygen is present in the form of this barium nitrate and potassium chromate. Okay, in this chromate 4 oxygen atoms are there, but in barium nitrate 6 oxygen atoms are there. Therefore we will start balancing the chemical reaction from this compound. Okay, since this compound is having 6 oxygen atoms, whereas this compound is having 4 oxygen atoms. Okay, so in reactant side total 10 oxygen atoms are there, but in product side 7 oxygen atoms are there. Okay, so here we need 3 more oxygen atoms. 3 into 3, 4. 7 is there, so we have to make it 10. Okay, then only number of oxygen atoms in reactants and products will be equal. Okay, so first we will see. See here, this nitrogen. Okay, here 7 is there, here 10 is there. Here you may get confused how to balance this oxygen. So if this kind of situation arises, means you can start with another element so that you can easily balance the oxygen. So see here this nitrogen, it is having here in reactant side 2 nitrogen atoms are there. Okay, so here 2 nitrogen atoms are there. See here in reactant side 2 nitrogen atoms are there, but in product side only 1 nitrogen atom is there. So if I multiply this whole compound with 2, okay, if I multiply this whole compound with 2, then number of nitrogen in reactants and number of nitrogen in reactant side and product side will become equal. So now here I multiplied this whole equation by 2. Okay. Now here nitrogen atom is balanced. Okay. Next we will in previous we will balance the other elements, other atoms. Okay. In previous example, in 2 steps we have balanced the atoms, but in this case we can also balance in a we can also balance all atoms in a single step. Okay. See here nitrogen is balanced. Next we will balance the barium. Okay. See here one barium is there. Here also one barium is there. Okay. It is no problem. Here one is there. Here one is there. Same number of atoms are present in reactants and products. Okay. Next we will see potassium. Here see here potassium 2. Potassium atoms are there in reactant side, and now here see in product side also 2 potassium atoms are there. Okay. Next we will see chromium. This potassium also balanced. Now we will see chromium. Here one chromium is there. In product side also one chromium is there. So this chromium is also balanced. Now count the number of oxygen atoms. So 4, 3 into 2, 6. 4 plus 6, total 10 oxygen atoms are there. Okay. Now count the number of oxygen atoms in reactant side. Sorry, product side. So see here 4 oxygen. Here 3 into 2. So 2 into 3, 6 oxygen atoms. So 6 plus 10 equals to, 6 plus 4 equals to 10 oxygen atoms are there. So now this chemical equation is, now oxygen atoms are also balanced. Now this chemical equation is completely balanced. Okay. Like this we have to balance the chemical equation. Okay. In step 4, we have to count the number of atoms. You have to count the number of atoms of each element on both sides of equation. Okay. Here in this equation all the atoms are completely balanced, so we will write this equation as it is. Potassium chromate plus barium nitrate, this gives rise to 2 moles of potassium nitrate and barium chromate. Okay. Step 5. In last step we'll write the symbols of, we'll write the physical in the last step we will write the symbols of physical states of reactants and products. Initially I told you that already in this question only they have given in question only they have mentioned the physical state of the reactants and products. So you copy this physical state as it is here. Potassium chromate, it is aqueous. It is a potassium chromate solution. It reacts with barium nitrate. Again it is also aqueous. Okay, it is also solution. Barium nitrate solution. They gives potassium nitrate solution. Okay, it is aqueous plus barium chromate. It is solid. Okay, it is a precipitate. So it is in solid state. This is the balanced chemical equation. Okay, like this we have to balance the chemical equation. Okay, this method of balancing the chemical equation is known as trial and error method, because here we are roughly multiplying the numbers. We are roughly multiplying the chemical formulae with the numbers to equalize the number of atoms in reactants and product side. Therefore, this method of balancing the chemical equation is known as trial and error method. Okay, children, we will see one more example. Okay, that is combustion of methane in presence of oxygen. Okay, this is methane gas. When it is burnt in presence of oxygen gas, it gives the products carbon dioxide and water. So we will balance this chemical equation step by step. Step 1. So I will not write all the sentences, just I will tell in words. Okay, so see here, in first step we will put the box around each chemical formula. Okay, in first step we will put boxes around the each chemical formula. In step 2 we will list the number of elements in number of elements of different elements, number of atoms of different elements in reactants and product side. This is number of atoms of reactants or number of atoms in left hand side. Next column we will write number of atoms of products, that is number of atoms in right hand side. Okay, now we will list the number of different elements: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, these are the three different elements in this chemical equation. So now count the number of atoms in reactant side. That is, first one is carbon. Here see here, one carbon is present in reactant side. In product side also one is there, so I will write here 1. Now count hydrogen. Here in reactant side 4 hydrogen atoms are there, but in product side 2 hydrogen atoms are there, so I will write 2 here. Next, oxygen atoms in reactant side 2. Okay, but in product side 2, 1. Okay, 2 plus 1, so 3 oxygen atoms are there. Okay, in step 3 we will start balancing the chemical equation with the compound which contains more number of atoms. Okay, we will start with this methane. Okay, in methane 4 hydrogen atoms are there, but in product side 2 hydrogen atoms are there. Okay, if I multiply this water by 2, if I multiply this water by 2, then number of hydrogen atoms in product side will become 4. Okay, therefore here I multiplied this whole water molecule by 2. So now count the number of hydrogen atoms in reactants and product side. See here 4, here also 4. So hydrogen atoms are balanced. Now count the carbon atoms. Okay, now count the carbon atoms. In reactants, 1 carbon is there. In products, 1 carbon is there. Okay, already they are present in equal numbers. Okay, now we will balance this oxygen. Okay, already here carbon atoms are balanced. Now we will balance oxygen atoms. In reactant side, 2 oxygen atoms are there. Okay, 2 oxygen atoms are there. But in product side, see here 2. Okay, 2 oxygen, here 2 oxygen, 2 plus 2, how many? 4 oxygen atoms are there. So if I multiply this oxygen by 2, then number of oxygen atoms in reactant side will become 4. Now number of oxygen atoms in the reactant side and product side are balanced. Okay, oxygen atoms are also balanced. Okay, here we have balanced this chemical equation completely. Okay, like this we have to balance. In next step we have to count the number of atoms in reactants and products. Okay, whether they are balanced or we have to check it again in step 4. And here already all the atoms in reactants and product side are balanced. So we will write this equation as it is here. Therefore CH4 2H2O, this gives rise to CO2, this is carbon dioxide, 2H2O. Okay, in step 5 we will write the symbols of the step 5 we will write the symbols of the physical states of reactants and products. Okay, initially I told that methane is a gas, so here we will write G inside the bracket. This methane is burned in presence of a oxygen gas. Therefore, here also this oxygen is a gas. We will write G inside the bracket. To give the compound carbon dioxide and water. This carbon dioxide is also gas. Okay, this is water. Okay, it is liquid. So we will write L inside the bracket. Okay, here we balanced this chemical equation. Okay, like this we have to balance the chemical equations. Okay, sometimes questions may be asked like this. Example 4, sodium metal reacts with water to form sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas. Okay, write the chemical equation for this reaction and balance it. sometimes this kind of questions may also ask. So whenever this kind of questions are asked, we should be able to write the chemical equation, and we should know the chemical formula of the different elements and different compounds. So see here, sodium metal. First we will write the chemical equation for this reaction. First we will write chemical equation. See here, sodium metal. Okay, sodium metal, you know that metals are solids. So sodium metal reacts with the water. You know that molecular formula of water is H2O and symbol of the sodium metal is Na. So this water is in liquid state. Okay, this sodium metal reacts with water to give sodium hydroxide. Okay, this is the chemical formula of sodium hydroxide. It is aqueous. Okay, it is a solution. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed. Therefore, we will use the aqueous symbol AQ. Plus hydrogen gas is also formed. Already here mentioned that hydrogen gas. Okay, so we will write G. Okay, this is the chemical equation for this chemical reaction. Now we will try to balance this chemical equation. Step 1. Okay. Okay, we will write boxes around the each chemical formula. In step 2, we will list the number of atoms of different elements in reactants and product side. Element, number of atoms of reactants. Left hand side, now we will write number of atoms of products. Right hand side. Okay, we will list elements: sodium, hydrogen, oxygen. Okay, these are the 3 elements involved this chemical reaction. So see here, in reactant side 1 sodium atom is present, in product side also 1 is present. Now count number of hydrogen atoms. 2 hydrogen atoms are there in reactants, but in product side, see here 1 hydrogen, here 2 hydrogen, 1 plus 2, 3. Okay, next we will count the number of oxygen atoms. In reactant side 1 is there, but in product side also 1 is there. In step 3, we will balance the chemical equation. Okay, see here. Here we will start with this compound. Here we will start with the water. Here 2 hydrogen atoms are there, but in product side 3 hydrogen atoms are there. Okay, so here we'll multiply this by 2. Okay, so what happens here? Here we will multiply this by 2. So see here product side, actually 3 hydrogen atoms in reactant side 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So first we will multiply this water by 2. Okay, we will multiply this water by 2. So number of hydrogen atoms in reactant side will become 4. Okay, but now see here, in product side actually 3 hydrogen atoms are there. Okay, here 2, here 1. Okay, so that when we multiply this sodium hydroxide by 2, okay, when we multiply this sodium hydroxide by 2, number of hydrogen atoms here becomes 2. On multiplying, number of hydrogen atoms becomes 2 hydrogens. Here also 2 hydrogens. 2 plus 2 will get 4 hydrogen atoms. Okay, see here 4 hydrogen atoms, in reactant side 4 hydrogen atoms, and in product side 4 hydrogen atoms. So here hydrogen atoms are balanced. Okay, now we will see oxygen atoms. Okay, we will balance the oxygen atoms. See here 2 oxygen atom is present in reactant side. Here also 2 oxygen atoms are present. Okay, so this number is obtained after multiplying this water with 2 and this sodium hydroxide with 2. Okay, before balancing, actually number of hydrogen atoms in number of oxygen atoms in reactant side and product side are equal. Okay, they have there is a 1 hydrogen atom in 1 oxygen atom in reactant side and 1 oxygen atom in product side. Okay, so here already oxygen atoms are balanced. Now we have to balance this sodium atom. In sodium, in reactant side 1 sodium is present, but in product side 2 sodium atoms are present. So here this sodium atom is multiplied by 2. Okay, now count the number of atoms in reactant side and number of atoms in product side. Okay, number of atoms of different elements in reactant and product side. All completely this number of atoms of different elements are equal in both reactant side and product side. Okay, in step 4, okay, we will write as it is. 2 sodium hydroxide reacts with 2 water molecules to give 2 moles of sodium hydroxide along with the hydrogen gas. Okay, already here all the atoms of different elements are completely balanced. Okay, in last step we will write the symbols of physical states of reactants and products. Initially I told that sodium metal, sodium metal, it is a solid. Therefore I will write S inside the bracket. Reacts with water. We know that water is a liquid. So I will write L inside this bracket. Reacts to form the sodium hydroxide solution. This is a solution. Therefore we will write AQ inside the bracket, and hydrogen gas is released. It is a gas, therefore I will write G inside the bracket. Okay, like this we have to balance the chemical equations. Okay, so children, I will give you few chemical reactions. Try to balance these reactions. Okay, homework for you. Balance the following equations, chemical equations. Okay, first one, magnesium ribbon is burnt in presence of oxygen gas to give the magnesium oxide. Okay, this chemical reaction, okay, it is this chemical reaction we have seen in activity 1. Okay, next second one, barium chloride. It is a solution. It reacts with the aluminum sulfate solution and it forms barium sulfate plus aluminum chloride. Okay, this barium sulfate is precipitate. Okay, it is solid and it is aqueous solution. Okay, this is first one. Second main question, write the balanced chemical equation for the following chemical reactions. First one, hydrogen gas reacts with chlorine gas to give hydrogen chloride. Second one, hydrogen gas reacts with oxygen gas to form water. Okay, try to balance these chemical equations. If you have any doubts, means you can ask in WhatsApp. Okay, in next class we will see some more examples. Okay,